Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to Trade the Close here on NinjaTrader Live. I am Nick here with my buddy Stowe. How is
Yo.
everyone doing?
Afternoon. Yeah, I'm filling in for XY today.
Yep. He left me alone. Luckily, Stowe stepped up and decided that the people want more Stowe 24 hours a day. So he's back. No rest for him. He doesn't get to take his afternoon nap. He gets to hang out with me and trade whatever garbage this price action has been basically for the last few hours.
Well, I was going to go for a nice relaxing run and enjoy the outside, but instead I'll just continue staring at this day that has hated me since I first laid eyes on it this morning.
Well, that's poor news because Chubby Panda wants a 24-hour Stowe stream.
That's cool. We could do that.
I mean, I think we should do it. I think one Sunday night you should join me and you and I should do the Marathon Globex stream. Still be open.
That sounds cool.
Probably a terrible idea.
I can do that. No, I could make it. If I had like 4 coffees, I bet I could get till like 4 a.m.
I mean, I don't know if anybody in the chat has seen like a what is it? I cannot remember the episode of Joe Rogan that it's called. They call it something like Protect Our Parks or something, but it's just like it's one of those. Like I think by like 2 a.m. we'd be on some weird conversations, I would imagine. In that like weird period of like 11 p.m. Eastern until the London Open, like we'd get a little weird.
Yeah, for sure. And it's gonna be so slow. Just waiting for that London Open too. Oh man.
What would we be talking about? Who knows?
I've never seen the London Open live though. That's my dream, is to be awake and be able to trade the London Open once.
Yeah, we could have Kane like call in and join us as he starts his day. We're just going to start dragging people in, forcing them to keep us awake.
I know. I tried to hang and talk to Kane a little longer today, and he was like, well, all right, I'm going to dinner. Bye. I was like, oh yeah, shoot.
He's
okay.
Out.
Fair enough.
Well, I'm in a trade, and I already hate it. I've hated it basically since I entered it in the green room with Stowe. I am short the aura mid here at 62.99 and a half, hoping for us to at least attempt to break the IB low once again. If not, if we break above this high, I'm probably going to flatten this early, to be honest.
What a day. Look at that. Yeah. What a weird.
I would be worried we might just start filling in this section profile the rest of the session, which I want no part of sitting in.
Everything about the ES profile today is ridiculous.
Yes.
The fact that it spent the entire afternoon below the IB low, building that giant node with the point of control in it.
Now it's like, we're just going to peak above. Probably throw in the rest of this volume. Maybe. Why not? Maybe go make a new all-time high.
I mean, I planned to ask XY where the dead body was today. I know a lot of it is in my P&L, but other than that, I assume that he would point me to like 23,070 to 23,100. That was our two-way that got left behind. And boy, did it get left fast. Yeah,
it was really interesting. All we did was just like a couple points above the previous all-time high, last week's high, and then just liquidated everybody that was late to that long. So fun day. I missed the entire initial balance period. So all of the fun up and then all the fun back down. And then I got stuck with whatever this is. Because I got back to my desk probably around here. And then was stuck trying to trade this. So I didn't do that much today. Caught one good decent long on NQ from 930s and unfortunately covered it with a 20-point take profit immediately at 950s. And I haven't done anything since. So quiet day for me.
That's great. That's so good. I'm so jealous of that day. I wish I had that day.
I mean, I am just thankful that I did not try to force anything further because yes, we are almost 100 points higher than my entry at this point, but I would not still want to be in that trade and surviving whatever the tariff bombs as Trump was talking to leaders from Africa and announcing and sending more letters to other countries. It's just, And then we had the FOMC minutes. I just would had no interest in sitting in this trade.
Of all the things, the minutes didn't do anything today.
Nothing. Shocker.
So again, yeah, minutes still no surprises, but don't worry. Constant 30-point tape bombs in store for those. Whoever wants one gets a tape bomb.
Yep.
Trump was like Oprah handing those out today.
It's going to be, I mean, we talked about it on Sunday. It's going to be one of those weeks where at any moment, the president can absolutely ruin your day or make you have a wonderful week. Just depends on which side of it you're on, because there's no edge. It's just all timing.
Yeah. So I mean, that low was not great. I did want to. It's so tricky when like you try. This is why I struggle so much with the high time frame thesis. Is I get this. All right, so I'm like, okay, we've left a big balance. Great. Pull back to that. So we pulled back to 980s, give or take, and then just ate it, and then just started to make new lows inside of it, grind down, pulled back from below to 980, rejected it, and now we're just grinding further above it. So like, I feel like every time I try, maybe I should stop looking at this. I feel like every time I tried to catch some sort of balance area decision like this, I'm always getting smoked in the details. I don't know. Maybe it was just today. I don't know.
That area and that hour you were trading was kind of miserable.
Yeah.
Like there was, yeah. That was just not fun for anyone.
Looking at it now, total hindsight, they've put the point of control for the day at 980, which is the top of that balance area. Mm-hmm. So I guess if we're going to leave a balance area like that, it makes sense that it needs to be auctioned to literal death first.
Yep.
So I guess that's what happened. Yeah. I don't know. Does that help me execute better? No, certainly not. Hey, Florida man.
I'm watching NQ here to see if it's going to shake me out of this.
JS would like a refund on the Fed minutes. Unfortunately, no refunds in the market.
You can directly write a letter to Jerome Powell himself. He will read it and take your concern into consideration.
If they do issue a refund, though, unfortunately, it's just traveler's checks, and those don't really work anywhere anymore. So.
Yeah, it's funny. I worked retail in high school and college part-time, and someone gave me a traveler's check, and I guess in the millennial mindset that I live my life, I had no idea what it was, and I had to get my boss to understand how do we actually do this and use this as collateral for a purchase.
Yeah, I don't remember. I remember my parents had them on like a vacation one time when I was a little kid, and I never saw those things again after that. I think I was like 10, and we went to SeaWorld. Highly controversial now, but back in the day, it was pretty sick place to go.
This would have been like 2006 or 2007, and a guy paid for, I don't know, like a $3,000 bike with a traveler's check, and I just was deer in headlights. Like, sir, this is not legal tender.
These are IOUs. They're just as good as mine.
Come on. Are we going to move?
Whoa, it's Deli's birthday today. Dude, did you know it was Deli's birthday? He didn't tell me.
I did not know.
Nobody told me. Happy birthday,
birthday,
Anthony. Happy birthday, brother. I appreciate you. Maybe that's why everybody's on. Maybe he's on birthdaycation right now. I wonder what he's doing.
So when's the last time you took a real vacation?
My wife and I eloped to get married, and I think that was the last one, and that was 8 years ago.
Okay. Yeah, mine had to be 3 years ago because it was pre me Nick getting laid off. Even then, it might have been a little before that.
Okay.
So it's been a while. I'm definitely due.
I think you get like, I don't know, when you get into this sort of work where you're your own boss, it becomes increasingly harder to take vacations
It's very true.
because you're like, well, I obviously need to keep working.
Yeah, I got to pay for this vacation somehow, and if I blow it up during the vacation, then I just feel
Sure.
really terrible.
Yep.
I just dig myself into a bigger hole. But I can do that any other day of the week as long as I'm not like at a beach somewhere losing thousands of dollars.
Hey, Jim.
Hey, Jim.
I'm back, baby. Yeah, you can trade on vacation.
But that leads into my point. If you get
Yeah,
into a
but you don't
drawdown
want
on
to.
vacation, that just ruins the whole trip. So I'm better off just like not bringing, like going somewhere that is not going to have service because I guess am that person that's going to still be trying to look at charts because my wife likes to sleep in. Then I'm like bored getting coffee and like staring at the, trying to not mobile trade.
My word, you're gonna be in this trade all night.
I was going to say, I really just want to flatten this trade so I don't have to think about this. I mean, if we go tag the IB low, I think I'm actually going to get out of one of these.
I don't hate that.
At least just pay for the trade.
Yeah, previous day high, point of control, opened right at, yeah, all of it is weird. Yeah, RTH open is at 62.95, and I just watched ICE go off there. I don't know, like right around like
Was that
150, like 10 minutes before 1 o'clock your time. Right at that 62.95, just like tons of ICE piled in there before this spike, and now we're holding above VWAP too.
Let's see. Am I going to get one off? They're going to make me look stupid for taking profit early. Watch this.
Nope. It's a good idea. I don't hate it. Stop's in a good place too. Yeah, I like that trade, Nick.
I mean, if we get above that little exhaustion that printed there, I probably have no business still staying in this trade, but we'll let it play out.
Yes, they did, chill guy. They sure did. Hey, Merritt, what's up? Merritt, I fed all of my bread to the ducks this morning. So,
do you have ducks?
We're gonna need a bread reload. No, but I wish I did. I get a lot of duck content on my social media streams.
What have you been watching, sir?
Nothing. I don't know. I guess just animals in general.
I guess, yeah.
I don't really watch anything on YouTube that isn't this. That's not true. I do watch one thing constantly. I like to look if you just YouTube search mountain village life, there are all kinds of these weird channels that just follow people around that just live in the mountains in the middle of nowhere, and it's quite relaxing. They're just like, yeah, watch me plant a garden and then watch me make a dinner for our little quaint mountain life, and it's super relaxing. So maybe that's where I'm getting all my duck content from. But
I get
anyways,
a lot of lawn content now because I accidentally got sucked into a guy removing a boulder from his front lawn the other day.
Oh yeah, I love that guy. Love that guy.
It was actually like a great watch, but then now it's like, okay, he's a big lawn guy. I don't even cut my own grass algorithm.
The algo does make very quick assumptions just like that.
It really does.
They're just like, okay, this guy loves ducks. Let's go. Let's start smashing him with duck content. But they seem cool. Like they seem like they have their own little personalities, and like you have to hose them off and stuff all the time. That's the one thing I've learned from my duck content is they need hosed.
Oh gosh, are we not going to do anything?
That's right, Alex. Yeah. So we've all seen this dude take this giant boulder out of his lawn. Okay.
So
Yep.
he has mastered the algorithm of traders, apparently.
Oh wait, Trevor has ducks. Okay, Trevor P says I have 2 ducks and a bunch of chickens. I'm not super into chickens. They seem like they kind of have an attitude problem, to be honest. God damn, I lost the thing. Ducks are way funnier, super social, or at least mine are. They come hang out. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, cool. I'm turning this day around. We might be getting some ducks. I'm gonna talk to the wife about this after. She's gonna think I turned my day around, but really I just had the idea to get ducks. Hey, did you make your money back? No. But listen, we're getting 2 ducks.
The next great idea. Get some ducks. I wouldn't mind chickens just for the sake of like fresh eggs, but I have no desire, I think, to maintain and take care of them. So
my sister does this whole chicken thing. She also does bees.
Interesting.
She's pretty crunchy. If I'm being honest, she's pretty crunchy.
So you get fresh eggs and honey, is what you're saying?
I do. The honey's great.
Eggs, nah.
I like to I like to get them from the store. I don't know. I like to have a degree of separation between me and the egg. Fair enough. That I don't necessarily have in my mind exactly where it came from.
Fair. It's fair.
But the honey's great. No, I didn't. Firmament is apparently there's a specific duck whose name is Crinkles that went to the New York Marathon. No, I have not seen that duck. Wrinkle the duck. Okay, cool. Lots of people in the chat have ducks. Flight here has ducks, or his daughter has ducks. Spaz watches a lot of tornado videos.
Oh, I got real deep with someone that does live streaming tornado tracking like a week ago. I was absolutely locked in with this guy. There was like tornadoes all over. It was like North Dakota and like Western Minnesota. It was like a weird, great 20 minutes of my time on the stream. It was like 40,000 people watching it.
That's so cool. I mean, back in the day when I was a kid, I had like all kinds of tornado VHS. That was my thing. I did all my science projects on tornadoes. Obsessed with tornadoes when I was a kid. Never seen one in real life. We don't really get them. Too many hills. But every time I would drive through, the Southwest, and I'd see like a purpley storm off in the distance, I was like, "Ooh, is today my day? Am I finally going to get to see one?" Not that I'm rooting for tornadoes. I know it's not necessarily super great to root for that, but I would like to see a harmless tornado someday, I guess is what I'd like to say. Just takes out some hay, no houses or anything, and then just gets sucked right back up. I'd love to see it. I think a lot of people my age got into tornadoes because of Twister, for sure.
Probably.
Yeah.
Did you see the new one?
Yeah, of course.
I haven't watched it yet. It's on my my Apple TV list.
Oh, it's good. It's good. Other Apple TV movie that ruled was that the Fountain of Youth movie.
That's on there too. I couldn't get the wife. The trailer did not sell the wife, so it's one of those I'm going to have to watch by myself some evening.
It's really fun. It's like
National Treasure, right?
Yes.
That was kind of the vibe the trailer was giving me.
Yep. Very National Treasure. What was that adventure video game that was on PlayStation that was like, there were several of them, like Drake, something to do with Drake.
Uncharted,
that's it. Yeah, it's like very, very similar vibes to that, but also really cool. Like it's better than some Indiana Jones movies for sure. I'd put it up there with the good Indiana Jones movies.
Okay. And I know you guys came here for trading content, but ES is just forcing our hand at this point. I'm going to trade for 30 minutes.
I don't have any trading content to talk about for the rest of the day. So,
we're doing our best here. I mean, I could give you the tick by tick breakdown of ES, but I know that's probably worse than us talking about movies we're watching.
Room 558 came for the duck content. So good. You're in the right place.
Yeah, NQ's just chilling. Like we're in the opening range in both. There's not a whole lot to do or say. So, what movies are you watching, chat?
Oh, Devin's telling me you can make a ton of money off bees. Well, my sister hasn't figured out how to do that. So, if you got any tips for me, I'd love to pass them on. I think she just gives it all away. But do you know, Nick, true story, a bear came and stole all of her honey from her beehive. That literally happened.
Really?
A bear came like a cartoon.
It's not a myth.
And ate the honey and then left. And she was obviously super bummed, because like destroyed her hive and stuff. But I thought it was really funny that just like a cartoon, bears really will show up and steal the honey.
We don't have any bears here.
None?
No, we really don't have any apex predators here, like at all.
Do snakes count? Don't you have some snakes?
Bobcats.
Okay.
Surprisingly, like it's the feral hogs that are the most destructive out of any of them. Yeah, there's really not we have alligators here now, but it's not like they're doing a whole lot. But yeah, there's no like apex mammal.
I don't think I'd react well to just seeing a pig in the world like that, like mad, because they seem pissed, right? Like they're mad.
We were stalking deer, and one came just barreling through and was like thrashing around one of the feeders.
Oh man,
crazy. Yeah, hogs are super destructive here. Am I going to get stopped out?
Omid says, but the honey is the egg of the bee. I guess that's true. Okay. All right. So the honey is the egg of the bee. That's fair. I didn't think about that, Omid. Fair enough.
And Omid, yes, there are, just not really where I am. You got to go a little more east.
NJ's trying to get me to read comments that I should not read. Nice try.
Rita, why not? No, I'm kidding.
J Storm, the red and blue candles, as far as like up and down go, that's not what they mean. They're all colored based on the delta content of that candle. So it's not, did it close up, did it close down? It's not based on the open or close of the candle shape itself. It's based on what's going on inside of the order flow of that candle's volume.
For example, you can see us moving up here and all these candles are red. So as far as my candles being set to 1500 volume, these were all negative delta. Yet your price was moving up.
Yeah, it's I think the brighter the color is, the more dominant it is. Yeah. So the more neutrally candles, the like bright blue and bright like almost orange, those are the extremes, and then the darker the color gets, that's closer to neutral.
Yeah, it's hard. You can see it on the YouTube. The light blue, you can notice it a little more, how it comes through on the chat or on the screen like this. These are like light blues. They really teased me that they were going to break lower and possibly fill me on one.
This is very nasty.
I mean, NQ looks like it's just going to pull up ES right now.
It's got it's got everything to retrace. If it's going to leave, it just went straight up and straight down. So I don't, yeah.
Stowe, what does the P on your hat mean?
That stands for Pittsburgh Pirates. Omni's Canadian. I'll give him a pass on that.
I just got to this trade.
Rogue Shot says this day makes 0 sense. Yes, my friend. This is a day type. Dalton wrote about this in his most recent book. This is called the FU day type. And what happens is price goes straight up, straight down. It consolidates. It makes lower lows and then reverses off of a poor low. It does everything that it's not supposed to do all at once. And that's called the FU day. I haven't seen one in a long time, actually. I've been very lucky.
Stop me out, are we?
Sorry, I wasn't laughing at that. People are making pirates jokes, and they should be, rightfully so.
Catch, I've been here. This is where you'll find me. My trading the last few weeks has been actually very good. I've hit a nice little stride.
Yeah, you're so back.
Yeah, like I was in, I mean, I think I've talked about in the show, like post shoulder surgery for me, and like not being able to exercise, do my normal routine, and just kind of, I was just in and out of the desk with between PT and doctor's appointments and things. It just was a very poor time in my trading. So very much kind of like out of my usual, my mental, my sleep. And I was not trading well. So I was definitely in a drawdown for majority of kind of May. And then June was great. July has been outstanding, or I guess not all of May, like the first half of May. So yeah, the last few weeks have been great. I had a pretty stellar June. So I'm very happy.
That's great, man. That's so good.
It's funny though, because the ups and downs of this, it's just like, especially when you do this full time, it's something I think we can't emphasize enough, is that there are those highs and lows in this game. So many, it can be so often at times too. But when you're kind of hot, like you just kind of keep pressing, don't change what you're doing and don't change what got you there, kind of thing. I have not sized up despite being, well in the green for the last 30 or so trading days. It's just kind of keep doing what I'm doing, still walking away after one or two good trades and not forcing anything. And luckily I've had a few trades that have very much gone my way with the sake of news, and a few others that haven't, but for the most part, yeah, it's been a good little streak I've been on.
Merritt says, "Can I borrow some money?" Can I hold the dollar?
I was trying to think of a good joke to say in response to that.
As the pendulum has swung for sure for me a little bit in the last couple days. So especially after today, I've got my head on a swivel.
It can hit you fast.
Yeah.
And I don't really know what bounced me back kind of out of my drawdown. It just, something kind of started clicking, and I just overall started just seeing the market a little better. I don't know. I think you get into that state sometimes when you really are, you can feel like you're reading things well, but then the other side of it is just, I'm very disciplined in that I will walk away even on a small green day and not force things and just come back the next day. Versus like taking a trade off the open, like maybe you caught one of the up or down moves off the morning, but then you try to continue to force your hand and then you just give it all back in this slop. So I'm pretty good at just not doing that.
Yep, that's your superpower. I've been taking note of what all of your superpowers are. Everybody else that that I trade with, and that certainly is your primary one.
Nick is very good at touching grass.
Yep. Nick does not care if the market is doing something and he's already done. It's over.
Yep. If it was not for the show, I could promise you I would not be in this trade right now.
You still not stopped?
The people what they want. I don't know. I should have been stopped on this trade. NQ is making, short-term highs here again, is pushing back into the morning structure. So, I mean, ES is probably going to go touch 63.06. Jose Trades, get the freemium. You don't need to borrow an OrderFlow Labs license. Just grab that. It'll give you a number of good tools to at least get you going.
How are we doing on likes? Since I don't have my chart up today, I can check on our likes, and I can be disappointed if we are low.
We are extremely low, in fact. We have 69 likes.
Holy Moses.
And that's not a meme, folks. That is the actual number. Oh, there we go. Now we're moving.
Crank it. Crank those likes, baby. There's 468 of you in here right now. I need at least half of those on those likes.
This is where, if we didn't have the skeleton crew of a stream at times this week, we would have a fun sound effect of Jim telling us we're not going anywhere unless there are more likes.
You ain't going nowhere. Streamer boy, we need you. Oh, I meant to ask Kane something, a British question today, and I forgot.
Nick, do the OFL tools work on NT web or just the desktop? I believe it's only the desktop right now.
Yep.
Stowe? Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, just NinjaTrader 8.
Yep. You're looking at my screen, so I am unfortunately short as the market is moving against me.
Yep. No Stowe charts today. Just color commentary. Nick, were you around for my time travel question earlier today?
I just was like overhearing that we were talking about physics.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't hear the context of how we got there.
So I proposed that because time moves slower, the faster that you go, that the reason that my clock in my Prius is 3 minutes slower than it used to be when I set it 10 years ago is from driving it around for 10 years. And that I've slowly time traveled 3 minutes backwards in the car over the last decade. And then I made a bunch of people in the chat mad as they checked that math and told me I was an idiot.
Isn't it? I mean, it would make perfect sense, but my lean would be, isn't it based on just more the fact that it's poor technology that's not constantly updating and staying in sync with whatever it needs to? Because it doesn't have anything to connect to. So just slowly, millisecond by millisecond over time, just turns off.
Spaz in here asking me how much I smoked before I had that thought. Are you my PO, Spaz? Let a man think. Let a man pontificate about time travel as I'm in a drawdown today. Yeah, he is my PO. Fair enough. So it turns out you have to go pretty fast in order to time travel. And 60 miles an hour in a Prius over a decade gets you 0.00046 seconds of time travel. Somebody broke that down for me in the chat.
They did the math. Got a bunch of nerds in our chat. I love it.
That's what I'm saying. But the main point is, as soon as I posed that question, the chat lit up with explanations of why that was the dumbest thing they'd ever heard. But the chat was really smart. The chat had a lot of, see, Job, yeah, I did time travel. I know I was right. But the chat had a lot of alpha. out of nowhere. I was really impressed. Yep, Fly It Here was here helping me out. You know, I know I'm a goof, but I do appreciate somebody actually checking my goofy idea math. The DeLorean needed to go 88 miles an hour, Nil.
It never hit 89.
Right.
What a great movie. That's still one of my like favorite 80s movies.
I just hit those all again the other day.
I think they popped up on Hulu or something for me. So I'm gonna give them a watch.
They showed up somewhere. Which one's your favorite one?
I mean, I'm a big fan of 2.
Yep.
I mean, they're all great. They're all entertaining.
I would rank them 2, 1, 3.
Yeah, that's probably what I would do. 3 is obviously it's not the best, but it's still a fun watch.
Chill Guy's not a fan either.
Yeah, Jay Storm. It's the look of the future, like with the hoverboards and things. I think that's kind of why I like 2 as well. Also, just like builds on the first one, you know.
There's some likes. All right, 168. Okay, I'll give everybody a 15-minute break before I bring that up again. Hey, Elias is in here. Hey, brother. R. Crawford asks, the OFL Premium, does it need level 2 data? No, it does not. Level 2 data would just be for you to see more depth of market on a DOM if you had that pulled up, but you don't need it for the delta volume profile, stuff like that. I'm actually fairly certain that I don't have it on right now. Yeah, no, you don't need level 2. Confirmed. Tyler, I'm still talking about time travel because, I mean, there's only so many things you can talk about in a day.
We're trying to figure out a way to go to the future so we don't have to sit through this consolidation for another. We still have 50 minutes.
Okay, so the concept I'm trying to wrap my small brain around is called time dilation. Okay. Yeah, Chill Guy gets it. The Sports Almanac. Yep.
Time dilation and like relativity. This is turning into an episode of the Joe Rogan Experience real quick.
Tyler's Trash Panda. Yeah, the Pirates need to develop hitting talent is all they have to do. They are loaded with pitching. Hopefully, I don't know. Hopefully we can do something at this trade deadline. Like, I don't want to move Keller. I love Keller, but he should probably go. And we need some sort of reinforcement for next year. I also hate that I'm looking at 2026 now. This was supposed to be at least an interesting season to watch, but it just was so bad out the jump. There's no coming back. Nick Merritt is asking, who would win in chess between the two of us? I'm going to say Nick would win.
I'm not. I mean, I haven't played enough chess to know if I am an absolute terrible player or if I have some discernible edge. I do not know what I'm doing. I'm one of those people that's like, oh, I'm going to move the knight out as my first move, which I don't think you're supposed to do.
I don't have any like I don't have any like strategy ideas. Like I
Yeah.
don't know how to play chess.
I don't either.
That like that. I know what the pieces do.
Like if I was playing a toddler, yeah, I'm sure I'd win.
That's my favorite. Just dunking on my 5-year-old at games. Wait till she gets home and loses like 9 Mario Karts in a row.
I
Then I'll
mean,
start to feel better.
I will say that though, with my, I mean, I have one kid, but in the future, if there are more, I will show them and their friends absolutely zero mercy in video games.
As it should be.
Like, yes, you can go crying to mommy because dad has just won every single game of Mario Kart.
Whenever I beat my kid at something, I just say, it sucks to suck. And then that's it. That's it. It's just part of many life lessons that she has to get through. It sucks to suck. If you want to win, you should probably get better. I'm just kidding. I don't do that. I'm a nice dad. Even packed M&Ms in the lunch today. So,
Alex, I think that is the smart move. You've raised a good daughter there.
nice. That's a good, yeah. I like that, Alex. That's cool.
I can't believe I'm still in this trade.
Oh, Crawford, another question. No, you don't need to subscribe to the NinjaTrader OrderFlow package for the OFL tools. Nope. When you go into the indicator settings for each tool that you're adding, there's a little spot at the top that says that you check either you do have that license or you don't, and then that will just change how the tool works for you. You don't need it. You just need to set that setting as no, I don't have that license, and it'll work. It'll work for you.
All right. Yes, trying to roll over a little bit here.
Straight?
Trying, giving me some semblance of hope here that maybe we'll get inside the overnight high.
Oh, whoa. Joe says, Stowe, my nephew was an 8th round Pirates pick in 99 out of high school as a pitcher. That's cool. What was their name? I might know that. I know a bunch. Every Pirates player that I know is extremely obscure and weird because usually they don't go anywhere. So I might know exactly who that is. Oh, Girl Trader says I'm looking fit these days. Well, I do have a hat on, so that might be what's going on. And turns out there's a lot of calories in beers.
There are.
So less of those, I guess. John Searles. All right, I'll look him up. I'm gonna write that down. It's not ringing a bell off the top of my head, Joe, but that's awesome. Thank you for sharing that. John Searles. Okay. Sorry, 2020. I don't mean to miss all the it's like, actually, today's good. I'm glad that I'm not trading, so I'm glued to the chat. I'm just talking to you guys right now. This is a lot more fun than the morning was for me.
And while I'm not managing this trade and just letting this play out, I'm trying to pump the numbers up for this stream.
That's right. Where are we back at? What we got?
185.
That's pretty good. What's the goal? 200?
200 usually keeps Jim off our backs.
All right. I got a feeling Jim's already by the pool. I haven't seen him in the chat in about an hour.
He's enjoying his vacation. Is he on vacation? Wasn't he here earlier this week? I don't know. But Jim is somewhere probably feeling much better about life than I am feeling sitting in this trade for the last 45 minutes.
Bass, see the candle coloration like that is from a indicator called Delta Map, or a study called Delta Map. But yeah, it's coloring the candles to show the delta dominance. I mostly just run on the road anymore, just where I'm at, commish. But I used to do trails. We have a really cool trail in Pittsburgh called the Montour Trail, and it is like 40 miles long. It's all old railroad too, so it's quite flat. And it goes through the woods. Super cool. Almost got beat up by a deer one time.
How does one get almost beat up by a deer?
It was pissed. I don't know if you
during rut or something.
Yeah. It was in the fall. It was a mom, and I did not see the baby deer, but it did like some stamping and ran at me a couple times, and I was like,
Okay.
am I gonna get headbutt by this deer? But I didn't. I avoided that problem.
Camilo, I think I said that right. Stowe and I are both full-time traders, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That's what we do. That's how we pay our bills, keep the lights on.
You think Merritt thinks that? Do you think that deer was trying to make out with me? That's possible. I mean, maybe it didn't want to fight. No, I will not make out with you.
Was it a doe or a buck?
It was a doe. Oh dear.
Now the likes are cooking.
Nice. Everybody's coming in. Ooh, he got chased by a skunk once? That's no good.
That might be like the worst experience.
They're quite cute, but that's brutal if you get sprayed.
Yeah.
I've been sprayed one time, and it was not fun.
Jeff, good luck. That's kind of why my stop is where it is. I could see it happening, though. Can we just like stop me out or let me get out one of these? Guys, I have been in this trade since 1:20 Central Time. So it's been an hour. And really, really enjoying it.
Nick, you're looking like Joe Jonas right now. Are you familiar with Joe Jonas?
I am. I've never gotten that one before.
Okay. I don't know. I know the phrase the Jonas Brothers. I would not be able to identify one specifically. I assume Joe's the cool one if you're getting that compliment, though.
I don't know. See, the cool one is like there's 3 of them. So one's got to be
the bad boy.
I don't even know. I know
Nick's
the other one. There's a third. I don't know his name. Fatfish, there's still time. I know it looks like it may be running out of steam, but there's still time for them to take my stop, come run this to like 305, 306, and then sell off. Because we've seen it happen several times to me on this show.
Do you think XY needed me to cover today just so he needed to take out a home equity line of credit to be as short as possible at your stop loss today?
I mean, it's either that or he was trying to get a run to his weekend plans. Really start. I don't know if he caught the up and down move. Maybe he's chartering for his weekend adventures now. I don't know.
Possible.
Maybe that's what he's doing.
Very possible.
No, knowing him, he woke up and was like, not touching this. Oh, they're going to come get my stop.
And Q's still grinding.
Trade.
Some big FVGs up here, you say?
never heard
How
of those.
big? Institutional sized?
So you're saying the FVG is in the room with us? Is it going to take my stop? I mean, I just want you guys to witness this. If I get stopped out and we reject off like 304 to 306, just because I think it's very possible, and then we just sell off. We've seen it time and time again.
This is kind of where I would look for NQ to run out of steam up here at this 055, 050 spot.
Here it comes. I mean, I'm not going to move my stop up 2 ticks so that you can get to your take profit or your entry. So there you go. Nick stopped out. Looks like it's got a little more juice. Probably going to go tag the week open on ES. Probably going to stall out a little bit higher and then liquidation day.
Yep. Then straight to zero.
Yep. I mean, I was in that trade for so long. Could have gotten out for a few points here and there. But we let it ride. It was a tight stop. It was 4 points. Yes, it is funny because it's true. This happens almost daily.
So 50's getting filled and reloading up here.
And they're absorbing right here, so.
Yeah.
Funny, yes.
That sucks.
I know. I this has just become a meme. Like, this is hilarious.
It's a good, it's a good visual of how contextually weird ES and NQ have been this week, with NQ's weekly open is all the way down at 970, and we're still below ES's weekly open. That's odd.
Yeah. I was a little weird on Sunday when it opened. Just the way, I mean, they were just immediately like gap up and go. But ES, it kind of like was a small gap up and then, or it was NQ was a small gap up and then it just kept ripping. ES decided to put it a little higher. Someone asked me a question. Sorry. Nick, thoughts on day trading versus swing trading, whether you do either or both? In a past life, not really a past life, but I did swing trading a little more, kind of when I was still working full time, because I wasn't staring at screens all day. But now that I'm doing this full time, I mean, I don't really swing trade. I'll throw some option, swings every once in a while. I'll flip a few micros here and there. I haven't done that since like the end of last year. We're all, you look at trying to capture a longer move, wider move with a little wider of a stop with, 3 to 7 micros usually, and just see if I can catch it that way. But it really depends on your time horizon, how much time you actually have to invest in trading. Like if you only have 30 minutes a day in theory to try to trade, then yeah, maybe you want to take a peek at trying to trade on a longer time frame in theory. So swing trading futures may be more beneficial to you, but it really depends on the individual, your risk tolerance, and how much time you have in your day. At least that's my thoughts on it. I mean, guys, that's 2 ticks above my stop. And it's coming back towards my entry.
Oh, they made a liquidity zone there too on that last dip to the OR mid. That's interesting.
Nice little rejection there, guys. I mean, can we even make the joke anymore that someone's watching the stream? That they are watching?
They have been up to something today. That's for sure.
XY short that. He was just waiting patiently.
Look at this. Merritt's got Merritt, are you paying people to talk about you in this chat right now? Joe Carrizzo says, chat, I just became a fan of Merritt Black in the past 2 days, and his trading psychology videos are phenomenal. I highly recommend it. Well, that's true. I can't believe you've only found out about Merritt for the last 2 days. This actually speaks to something that a record producer told me a long time ago, Nick, and that is that no matter how much you think that something you've done is old, there's still somebody out there who's never heard of the Beatles. So never stop grinding, never stop doing what you're doing, because there's always still people to reach that you haven't reached yet. So there you go, Merritt. You got this Joe guy.
No, it's his burner account. I don't know what would be worse, if it was his actual burner account or if it was hey, go post comments. Well, let's see what the turn brings us anything. Otherwise, I may be done for the day, folks.
Just grind. Just gig or grind up. This day has been 5 different days. I feel like this range should be 800 points. And I also feel like I've been sitting in this chair for 25 years.
Yeah, you've had a long day, my friend.
I have had a long day.
You deserve a nice frosty beverage of your choice when we get off.
Oh, it's going to be frosty.
Merritt, I do golf, and yes, I'm planning to join at the meetup in October, and I do golf. But the problem is, I have not swung a club since they fixed my shoulder, and I have no idea how my swing has changed or will change. The velocity may be a little different. The way my swing path may be a little different, just based on the range of motion. So, I actually was cleared by my doctor like 2 weeks ago. He said, you can go swing a club, you can go swim, really push the range of motion now. So I got to go do that, go to the driving range and just see how it feels.
Awesome. I'm definitely golfing. We're going, baby.
I mean, I'll take some, I guess, power off what is my baseball style golf swing and just see if I can still do it.
I think Merritt said he's in for the casino too. Pretty sure. I can't remember if I talked to him about that yesterday or not, but it would be unlike me not to mention the casino. So
I mean,
I assume he said he was down.
If you're not in, I don't know what you're doing.
Must hate fun. Oh, cool. Yep, he's in. I remembered correctly. Good.
I look forward to losing money with my friends.
With friends. Yes. I even bought a couple polo shirts yesterday because I was thinking about that. I was like, all right, I should probably need some golf clothes if I'm going to be going with people that are fancy and look nicer than me. I don't want to get Deli a bad rap at whatever country club we get treated to. They're going to send me out to the caddy shack.
Brian, my surgery was like middle of March, and now we're like middle of July. So it's been 5 months. Math.
Why did you need this surgery? I don't think I've ever asked you that. What happened?
I don't remember the initial injury, but I had similar problems on my other shoulder going back to playing high school football and just dislocating my shoulder pretty regularly.
Okay.
And I was an idiot 17-year-old that decides to put it back in place and get back in the huddle, which is now a lifelong mistake with limited range of motion and some pain in that shoulder.
Okay.
So you make those mistakes, but then I had the exact same injury on the left shoulder. Like I said, I don't remember what caused the initial separation of the joint, what the initial injury was, but then the joint just gets looser and looser over time and it just dislocates. Like I could be reaching too far back like this, and then the shoulder's out of place. So I had 280 degrees of tearing around my labrum.
Oh my!
I needed 16 anchors to kind of put it all back together. So even my doctor said one of his most significant ones that he's seen as far as a labrum tear since med school. So pretty bad. So he told me, like, you probably couldn't throw a baseball for 9 months if you were a pitcher, but you doing everything normal, he was like, you should be good by 6 months.
Okay.
I still can't really lift a ton. Like I'm very much doing body weight stuff, but it's the process, man. It was a pretty bad injury.
That's
like, think about it. If you reached backwards and your shoulder just popped out of place.
Yeah.
There is no ligament holding my joint in place, basically pre-surgery.
Weird. That's crazy.
So we're all fixed up though.
What did they get? Did they give you a zombie tendon? Is that what happened?
No, so basically just because of, I guess, how I mean, there was a couple things they had to do, but no, they're able to basically suture it with anchors back together.
That's cool. Okay.
However it splits, I don't know. I'm not a doctor. I'm a trader.
Well, my dad tore.
Is not a physicist, but we're having fun anyway.
Very, very true. Definitely not a doctor, not a physicist. My dad tore his Achilles a couple years ago, and they were like, "Yeah, they just put another one in there." And I was like, "From where? Where'd they get one, Dad?" And they're like, He's like, "Yeah, I don't." I'm like, "Did they get it from another person?"
Yeah.
So that's my joke. His Achilles is haunted now.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, but I don't remember. I don't think I was a candidate for it, but I think that they can take ligaments or a portion from your hip or somewhere else too, if they needed to, because it's a similar joint structure there.
Okay.
I can't remember what part of the body, because he's like, you're not going to need to, but in the event you would do this. All of this talk that's not around trading today, and we still really haven't moved. You stopped me out and are just meandering.
Yeah, it's just poking there. And we had the turn also, and nothing happened. Same thing happened yesterday with that.
You guys are talking about trend? Come on, guys. We got trend and HGH. It really is the Joe Rogan experience suddenly.
Rack City's in here too. Not financial advice, but possibly medical advice. Possibly. Take our medical suggestions at your own risk. Past medical suggestions do not indicate future medical results.
Oh, man. This is what we do when we're kind of range bound, guys.
What a weird profile. Look at that. Look at that.
I know. Like, have you seen the 5-minute structure on today?
No.
It looks miserable.
I can't even imagine.
Like on ES, it looks worse, but NQ is not much better.
The only thing I've been able to look at that doesn't look too insane is just the 30-minute high time frame, and even that is disgusting. But we did get back inside of the upper monthly band. So I'm still like, I don't know. While we've been talking about nothing and whatever we've been talking about, I've also been trying to think about what I'm going to do tomorrow and Friday. If I'm going to keep trying to lean off of this 980 spot, or maybe I need this like locked out inventory, like XY would say, to get solved from I guess 070 to 110 up there. I don't know. Just one of those days.
Oh yeah, 070s. Okay, I see what you're saying.
Like the great poet Fred Durst said, it's just one of those days. And now I'll stare at the chat to see how many Limp Bizkit fans there are. Currently 0.
That song came on my gym shuffle the other day.
That's a good gym song.
It is.
It's so funny. The second that video comes on, I'm immediately transported to like 2001. I could see TRL on the TV.
What a time. Getting home from school and TRL is on.
Yes, exactly. Yes. Oh yeah, they're playing live. So you just saw Limp Bizkit? That's cool.
They still play live?
Yep.
Wait, I don't know, some band played live in like London or something. And I don't know, I saw something basically people were saying, please stop touring because they were so old. It looked bad.
Well, I'm just watching all those. Like I've seen a bunch of the Black Sabbath last concert footage has been all over my timelines. That's all I've been seeing.
It was, yeah, Driver Trades. It was AC/DC. You're right. That's who it was.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen video of that that Limp Bizkit show from that last Metallica tour, and it looked pretty good. And I don't ironically or unironically like Limp Bizkit. I was not into rap rock.
But now you're going to go run to break stuff later is what you're saying.
You know what's lame about me? I run to books on tape, Nick. That's
Do
what
you?
yes.
I mean, I've done it. I used to do it more. So like if I was like on a stationary bike, like a spin bike or something, I can do it that way. When I'm running it like outside, it's too much. Like I think it just, I'm trying to listen and it doesn't work. Music is just, it tends to be better for me running. But I can't be one of those crazy people that like runs outside with no music or anything. I cannot do that.
No, that's insane. My friend who is like the best runner that I know runs like that, and he'll do like 50 miles like that.
No,
just like no, just raw dog in life, 50 miles in your own brain. No, pass. Hard pass.
I'm so bougie. When I swam laps, I had to have Bluetooth headphones.
Sick. That's awesome.
I had a waterproof like iPod Shuffle with like a little plug, and then it would work with waterproof headphones.
Yeah, they're not in here. That would be the problem is like, yeah, I thought about doing that. Cause I get some like plantar fasciitis and I get like a Achilles thing too. And I was like, maybe I should start to work some swimming in for the cross training days.
It's great.
But then I'd be stuck in there with nothing to listen to. But you're saying waterproof iPod Shuffle.
I mean, you could probably still find one online. This was, I might still have mine. I got to check my garage. It might be in my old swim bag. But yeah, it was like some company, it was on Amazon like back in the day, did like a waterproof coating on it.
Okay.
Some kind of thing. And it worked perfectly. And it's like the perfect thing because you could just throw like 100 songs on there and just plug it in with headphones that basically work as like if you were doing earplugs for the water to keep water out of your ears, like it worked. They function very similar to that.
Okay.
And this is when I was doing like Ironman training. So I was in the swimming laps for like 90 minutes straight and it's super miserable.
Did you do an Ironman?
I've done 2.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I didn't know that.
I did one when I was 21 and the other one when I was 25.
Okay.
And I'm 35 now. So it's been 10 years and I'm not in that kind of shape anymore.
Well, I mean, nobody is. You can't go back to your 20s.
That's
I wish I would have done something useful with my shape while I had it in my 20s.
I tried to like mentally I don't know what kind of like mental shape I was in then, but it's like the thought of working out even for like doing some of those like 5-6 hour rides on like a Saturday, like my brain just couldn't do it at this point.
Yeah.
Like I was like that kind of like locked in and wanting to do it and like excited to do it. And even the amount of food that I was eating training like that, I don't think like my body could even ingest that much calories anymore.
That's true. Yeah. Oh, that's crazy.
Driver trades. I am planning to do a third one at some point. I think I'm just going to wait for life to settle down a little bit.
You know, Leo and I were just talking about that, like trying to do a marathon. Maybe we can do that. I'll come to your neck of the woods somewhere in the middle, and maybe we can do that in like a year. I'll probably need at least the rest of this year to train for it. And if we get a mild enough winter, I can still be outside. This winter was good. I didn't have to take any treadmill days this winter, so that was good.
I'm one of those weird people that I'm either not running or I am bundling up and looking like an idiot running in the frigid, sometimes North Texas winters that we can get. If there's no ice on the ground, I'll happily run in tight sweatpants, a Patagonia jacket,
Yep.
and a beanie. But it's still not fun.
My only rule is no below zero running. I made that mistake once.
I couldn't do that.
That was a nightmare. But as long as it's above zero, I'm out there.
Chris, I'm up in kind of the Dallas area.
Has it peaked this yet? It's still like it's cruising on this edge.
This is where it stopped me out.
Yeah.
Still haven't moved. Still haven't given you like the FU type move off of that stop.
Right. $340.
Oh, I would love to say there's been another trade that I could have taken, but there really hasn't.
No.
Like you would be like, oh, okay, I could have longed. Like, really? For 4 points?
Yeah, not on ES. There hasn't been anything. I mean,
NQ, yes, because NQ just continues to drive higher, 40 points. But even then, I got to be sitting in this forever.
Yeah.
I mean, at least go punch it to like 6306.
Ramirez, no, I don't think it is. I think it's just on. I don't know what this pulse thing is. So don't take what I say with a grain of salt. I haven't looked at it yet, but I'm told it's just on the web app. And I don't know. I also don't know what they mean by web app. If they just mean like the trading part, or if there's like a new. I might be behind on that, since I primarily just load up NinjaTrader 8 and then start partying with that. So, Nick, what's the point where you decided to stay as a full-time trader?
When it replaced my old Mag 7 compensation, because it meant my lifestyle could continue to sustain. I didn't have to change anything. Doesn't mean that I was able to do that without drawdown periods as well to also weather said storm. But yeah, it was kind of like you just hit a stride that you're confident with your trading, you're making money, you're able to withdraw profits to live your life without, in theory, going to zero in your trading accounts, like without having to start over again. And then still, even now, it's still like a level of getting comfortable, like with my wife no longer planning to go back to work. So it's kind of an ever evolving thing. But for me, it was when I had pretty much replaced, what I used to make. And even then it was, could I then sustain like a drawdown period for a long extended period of time where I didn't have to really feel worried about making a mortgage payment, making a car payment, whatever it is. Like when I just feel like me going through the ebbs and flows of this game did not really change my mental, change my lifestyle, change my day-to-day. But once again, I did not choose to be a full-time trader. It was forced on me by the lovely overlords in the in the high-tech world. I was just a number that an algorithm spit out and said, "Thank you for your time. Here's a severance. Have a good day."
It's such a weird. It's weird that we're getting all these questions right now. I don't know why. Maybe people are getting laid off right now. I don't know. Maybe this is like maybe there's some economic alpha in here. People are asking us this question all the time. But I got some DMs yesterday and the day before from multiple people about Like, what did you do when you made the transition to full time? And it's like, I was talking to my wife about it last night, or maybe it was the night before. But it's such a, I mean, I didn't want to do it either. I just got stuck with it. Same as Nick.
Yep.
But it's such a personal decision, not in a bad way, but like it's so about your own life and your own budget and like what you actually need. And that will inform all of the other stuff. Like, but I feel like that's not what people talk about. The thing that is most prevalent on social media and stuff is like, well, yeah, once you're a full-time trader and you figure it out, then like you just swim in cash all the time. And it's not necessarily
Nope.
like that or even close, because you just have, it's not like your lifestyle goals go away. You just have another way to make that money. So if you only need to make $80,000 a year to survive as your part of your household, then you just have to do that. But you don't have to make $1 million a year.
Right.
So yeah, that was my advice that I gave, with the caveat of, I don't know what I'm doing. And please keep in mind that I was forced to do this.
Yep.
But yeah, you just need to figure out your own, like, what do you need? What do you need to pay for? And then, do you know how to trade? Just work it out.
And it wasn't like, even for me, it was like, oh, I got laid off. I kind of know how to trade. I'm going to just throw everything into this and go full time. It was literally an ever evolving situation where I kept just kind of making some money on the side to survive, like in between doing interviews. And It wasn't until like I was doing pretty well, almost to the point where it's like, if I can get another job and produce like at 60, 70% of what I'm doing right now, like that would be amazing. And then I had an offer get pulled by a company that then did layoffs after they had told me they were going to hire me and bring me on board after I'd already been laid off. That it was at that point that I kind of had the, okay, well, screw this mindset. Like I'm done looking for right now. Like I'm completely going to focus on what I'm doing to survive and see how I can continue to grow that. And naturally, that's when like I started being on stream, doing this in front of a camera. Like it just kind of all happened at the same time. So that kind of also spoon fed me into, okay, I'm going to do this full time for some reason. And then not only do it full time in front of an audience. So people can watch me lose thousands of dollars or make thousands of dollars. Because who doesn't love that as great TV?
Yeah, what a great idea.
Rogue Shots. I have been full time for almost, it's been like a little over 2 years, like official. Yeah. God, what a crazy time.
So weird, dude. It's so weird. This game, I mean, the game will take you to crazy places if you let it,
Mm-hmm.
It's just, yeah, it never ceases to amaze me. All the wacky stuff that we've all got into, Thank you, Florida man.
Thank you. Cane time. 60 seconds.
It's algo time.
See, you and Leo, it goes off Australian at the end. For the record, I can't do a British accent either, so there's no way. There's no Ghost of Kane, unfortunately.
No Ghost of Kane.
The Ghost of Kane will be back next week when we have the full-fledged production behind the scenes. We'll have split screen back, everything else.
Put another algo on the Barbie. The dingo ate your algo.
The algo is going to finally push us up to the week open on ES.
You think?
I hope so. Give me a reason that I was stopped out.
Give me something to break. There it goes.
NQ gave us a nice little punch, but ES didn't even get to the week open. Oh, but look, we rejected off 306.
Perfect.
Exactly where I thought we might.
Perfect.
In the event that I got stopped out, of course. So the gamma was in the room at 306.
All right. The gamma is usually around, unfortunately. Yep, and it's just going to fade off that 055 spot too. Yep. All right.
Buying trades. No, I do not have any sort of trading class or content, unfortunately. Just not how I've spent my time. You can hang out here. Most of the things that I've learned is from people smarter than me, like Leo, that have created some great content and educational tools to actually learn how to do things like read order flow, read delta, read volume profile. So majority of how I've trade and how I execute is based on a lot of things that my mentors have taught me. And a lot of them are some of these people in order flow labs.
Oh, Bitcoin's partying. That's cool.
Is it? The Bitcoin stove.
The Bitcoin. Sorry, excuse me.
Bitcoin.
The Bitcoin is partying. As according to the chat, the Bitcoin is about to make a new all-time high.
It is 111. The flight to safety, I guess.
Is it safe over there?
I don't know. Rotation out of gold and into Bitcoin, probably.
Okay.
Probably what's going to happen here. Is gold down today? I haven't even looked at gold.
Somebody told me to look at gold earlier, and then but I didn't.
Gold is still meandering around the same general balance area that we've been in for like 2 months. That's driving me nuts on Sunday nights, trying to give people a rough edge of some kind of plan of where it may go. I have no idea. Look at this. You guys want to trade this? Have fun.
Oh my. Okay.
No, thank you. That's the week by week volume profile on the 1 hour structure.
That's what everybody says. Trade gold, they say. It'll be fun.
You just try to long around 3,300 and you try to sell it before 3,400. Otherwise, I don't know what you're doing or how you're making money here.
Oh, thanks. Thank you, Shravan. I appreciate you.
Trading gold is awesome for a couple of months each decade. Yes. That started when I fumbled the swing trade long of the century back in November. I mean, what in the algorithmic trading is the 5 minute on ES today? Like there's got to be an EMA that's just that entire direction up.
Yeah.
Sloping this whole way. Yeah. And that's what the algo's buying.
I don't know. I couldn't get a handle on it at all. I couldn't find a spot to anchor anything. I couldn't find, I could not get on track with any robot that was trading this at all today. It was all, everything was a brick.
I mean, unless you caught the rip up or the sell back down, this was not the easiest tape to trade post. Initial bounce, really.
And I'm just not like, after that opening drive, I'm just not a part of me is looking for a short there. And I'm already not somebody that's looking for a short there, but like there is no amount of, that's the last trade I will ever take. And sometimes that's just going to bite me.
I mean, it was really hard to try to even once again, I've talked about this ad nauseum at this point, but fading the all-time high is just a terrible idea. And if you tried to do it today, you were probably sweating bullets for a good 30 minutes until we finally broke 23,080s. Because that was the only spot I was really already seeing a short that you weren't kind of prematurely trying to step in front of the freight train.
Pretty big passive seller up here at this 050 here. Let's see. There's our double or nothing algo.
Yeah, I always forget about the random 5 minute other algo. But okay, I feel good about getting stopped out where I did at 0450s.
Yep, that's pressing that week open too, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Now we're okay. We're gonna go up and test that volume we left behind. Chat, if you're playing along, this is the foot of the dead body up here at 060. Let's see. There's a pretty big order up there too. The double clutch algo. Exactly, Mark. Exactly.
Hey, some people forget about that extra little liquidity that comes in at the 5-minute mark.
Hey, if they didn't want to name it, it's up to me to name it. And so it's the double or nothing algo until further notice.
I like it.
Until Jim gets in here and tells me that that's ridiculous. Please stop. Oh yeah, Jeff's been long this entire time. That's fair.
Jeff was telling me he's long, I think 6,300. So great trade. Did he cover? Oh, 6,310s. Did he get it?
No, not yet. He's still looking.
Oh God. Give the man his points. I got stopped out, so I'm Team Jeff.
JS says trading gold is awesome for a couple of months every decade.
Yes, it is.
That's good.
I'm still shocked that the point of control is.
It's still down there. Yeah, they got to put it in. I don't want to read too much in this close, but this is
pretty bullish. Maybe.
They're definitely doing something up here.
I mean, it's shaking. The market has shook off every tariff announcement that's been announced this week. So
there's got to be, I think I must have said that yesterday. There's got to be a point like where we stop reacting to the same thing over and over again.
I had a feeling that was going to be at some point this week, but who knows? We still seem to at least spaz for a few minutes, or there's a decent dump and then it's immediately bought back up.
Right.
But yeah, it's now just becoming, well, it's priced in. Markets are forward looking. We'll worry about that later, I guess. So what will the market look forward to now? Since inflation's defeated, the tariffs don't matter, and we're at an all-time high.
That was like the intro to what was that show with Drew Carey?
Anyway.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
That's what I was going for.
Welcome to Who's Line in the Senate. Welcome to the market where inflation's made up and the points don't matter.
Where the data is made up and the tariffs don't matter. I mean, that's a sum of this this trading year in a nutshell.
That's so funny.
With all those like jobs revisions and things we were getting.
So good. Just stuck right here at the top. This is where all that liquidity is left from before. 30 seconds.
Can they do it? Nope. Seller stepping in.
They're going to move the point of control right to the weekly open, Nick.
Yes, they are.
Beautiful.
Means a little more volume.
Come on, baby.
Can they do it?
Come on, Mr. Market. I believe in you.
I mean, someone's just sitting there absorbing the week open.
Ding, 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 ding. We don't have a...
There's your bell.
Hold on. I left my cowbell at my other desk.
Someone's still trying to sell that or absorb
it. That was fun. I had fun.
We had a great time.
Did we learn anything today? Probably not. We learned that time travel in a Prius is not necessarily possible just by driving. Ducks are cooler than chickens as pets.
What else did we learn, chat? I forgot all the random, weird anecdotes and topics we've been discussing on today's episode of Trade the Close with OrderFlow Labs.
Never relocate your shoulder yourself. That's very good. What else did we learn, chat? Come on, fire him in a little bit. Like we need a couple more before Austin comes in here and tells me that he's got to go home.
Yeah, he's done with us.
Oh, Jeff almost got it. So close, brother. Thanks, Jim. All right, we can get out of here.
So you want to take us home?
Yeah, let's go. Thanks for hanging. Today was cool. No, it wasn't. Today was trash, but I appreciate all of you guys. I'll be back tomorrow, 11 a.m. Who's Thursday? Chris trading. Yep, Chris trading boxes in the morning. I assume since we're doing our light work week that it's gonna be a 9 a.m. start again. So yeah, come chill with Chris, come chill with me, and we'll be trading the close again tomorrow. So yes, but once again, the most important message of the day: be good to each other and stay safe out there. I got it backwards. Sorry, Jim.
You did great. And you cannot change the fabric of time and space by driving in reverse in a Prius.
True. See you, chat.
Later, guys. Thank you.